How do I know that they're safe? How can I trust sunscreens from companies I've never heard of? How can I trust sunscreens from countries that are not my own? I've looked on the Temu website. You're brave to order sunscreens from them. Hope you let us know how they work out. Not sure about the sunscreens. I would be so nervous to try them, but it would be interesting to see how they go on. This was a fun haul. Kind of worried about how the $2 sunscreen will perform. You will have to let us know. Not gonna lie, I am also curious how $3, $2, $1 sunscreens from Temu, are they actually safe? Not gonna lie, that thought crossed my mind. When I first did that Temu haul and I was placing my order, I thought, yes, people want budget sunscreens, I will buy. And I added to cart. And then when I came on camera and unboxed them for you, things in my head started going, are these safe? How do I know that they're safe? How can I trust sunscreens from companies I've never heard of? How can I trust sunscreens from countries that are not my own? How can I trust sunscreens that are $1, $2, $3, $4 when I wouldn't even buy a sunscreen from the Dollar Tree here in the States? I had to do some research, and I want to talk about trust. Trust in influencers, trust in YouTubers, trust in companies. How do we know we can trust what the packaging says? Because we've seen so many recalls. I don't know about you, but I've only been on YouTube and I've only been sunscreen focused since my melanoma diagnosis in 2021. And I've seen so many recalls of weird chemicals in sunscreens or sunscreens not being the SPF factor that they claim to be, which as a melanoma cancer survivor is alarming. I've also seen claims of clean, organic, but then you look at the ingredient list and you're like, what does clean even mean? Organic, yet I'm seeing a bunch of chemical names. And even the fact that we call sunscreen UV filters mineral or chemical, when even the mineral ones are chemicals, zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. Those are chemicals. So I feel like there's a lot of conflicting information. And let's not even talk about Lashgate. Oh my goodness. I know you know what I'm talking about. The TikToker who allegedly faked the mascara and had false lashes on. And that's not the first time that's happened. We see people, influencers, YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, they will review products and not actually tell the truth about the products. So how can we trust them? How can you trust me? If I want to actually test out these Temu sunscreens or not, I needed to do some research. I wanted to see, are there other reviews online? Where do I find the ingredient list in English that I can read and understand? I went on a little Google hunt, got out my notebook and made some notes. Okay, how many sunscreens did I end up with? I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bought 6 sunscreens. 2 of them were from a brand called Leiku. I'm gonna pop it up here on the screen because I'm sure I'm saying it incorrectly, which is a company based in Bangladesh. One of the sunscreens, I found no helpful reviews online. The Temu website reviews were, they said 4 stars, but then it said shop reviews. And then come to find out it wasn't the actual reviews for the product. It was reviews for the entire shop. I wasn't sure if that meant for the entire Temu or for the entire Leiku sunscreen. I don't know why I'm doing this. And TikTok had some review videos, but they were just like squeezing the product out of the tube, which I did not find helpful. The other Leiku sunscreen I did find was being sold on Walmart.com. That was when I discovered that the Leiku is not just a sunscreen brand. They have like a whole line of makeup and skincare products. So that to me seemed a little more legit. Another brand I picked up was called, I am doing a horror, I'm so sorry. L'Amelia, or the Little Yellow Hat sunscreen. It did have helpful reviews on Temu, and it did have one review on TikTok, but the woman's English was broken, and that's the only language I know, unfortunately. I was encouraged that the reviews seemed to be specific to the product, so that looked legitimate to me. Most people seem to like it, but there were some criticisms. So I feel like it's good when you find reviews, if they have both positives and negatives. I feel like that makes a product more legit, because not everybody's gonna like a product. So I don't want to see all positive reviews. I picked up a sunscreen by Desar. They had one helpful Temu review giving it 3 stars. However, it was labeled as organic, but it was a bunch of chemicals. So that one's a little iffy for me. Then I found 2 sunscreens that I could not find any reviews on at all. One was by a company called Elo, but it was sold on Walmart.com. The other one was Bay Tree Skin, and I couldn't find anything on it. It wasn't even sold on the Temu website anymore. How? How do I know if I could trust these? I'm thinking of patch testing them, like on my arm first. I feel confident that this brand right here is legit, Leiku. I feel like I can trust these to put on my face. But this one I'm questioning. This one I'm questioning. Do you know what influencer, content creator, however we want to refer to my job as? My hobby? It's not really a job, it's a hobby. Let's be honest here. This is a hobby. How do you know which ones to trust? I'll tell you how I trust people. So I trust people by watching the reviews for a long period of time. And if I buy the products that they recommend, my experience doesn't necessarily have to match up with their experience of the product. So if I purchase a certain amount of products based off of people's recommendations and they come back as, okay, that matches with my experience of the product, that's how I feel like I trust those influencers. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy about influencers that do like sponsored content or have affiliate links. I have no problem, but I mean, I'm biased in this because I am an influencer. I have no problem. I trust a lot of people, a lot of content creators who have sponsored videos and who have affiliate links because I've been watching them for so long, or my experience of that product matches up, or other products that they have talked about on their channel. My experience of those products matches up with their experience. I have affiliate links in my videos through Amazon, and then occasionally companies will send me an affiliate link. I get requests for sponsored videos all the time, and I have not done a sponsored video on this channel yet, because either one, they're underselling me and they just want to give me like free product in exchange for a lot of work, or I don't like the product, or the product doesn't match. It has nothing to do with sunscreen or UV clothing, and it just doesn't match up here. So I'm very selective in whose products I show on here. That's why it's important for me personally to give negative reviews. I trust an influencer more when they occasionally have negative reviews popped in, because then I know they're not scared to give a negative review and they're giving an honest review. Does that make sense? But then you have people like this TikToker and Lashgate, who everybody was trusting her. I had never heard of her before until all this happened. Now people don't, because she messed up. She allegedly put on false lashes, and she had a sponsored TikTok and didn't disclose it, allegedly, for a mascara. I want to assure you all that I 100% give my honest review. I mean, you guys have seen my negative reviews of sunscreen. I did receive free product. It was not a sunscreen, and I have done some videos on it. And the company was not happy with me because I gave an honest review and still posted those videos on my channel. Just this past month, they asked if they could sponsor a video of mine, but I turned them down because I didn't like that they were upset with me for giving an honest negative review. How do we know that companies are being truthful? I don't think we can. I mean, I think we might have experience with a brand, say like Clinique. I have years. I've been using Clinique probably since 19 years old. I feel like I can trust that brand. But I mean, that's like 20 years? Yes, Sean, that's more than 20 years of my life. I've been familiar with that. But you know, they could change CEOs or CFOs or owners, and that brand could become untrustworthy. I tend to trust the reviews of influencers and people in my life, like family and friends, more than I do just going off of my experience with one company. Companies are not our friend. They're there to make money. That's the way I see that. Okay. Cheap sunscreens. Can we trust cheap sunscreens? I would not get a sunscreen from a Dollar Tree that I didn't recognize the brand from. How can I trust Temu sunscreens? You guys read the comments under that Temu haul and you'll see others of you are also questioning, Sean, is this a smart idea? Boy, you're brave. So I think I am going to patch test because I have not heard of any of these brands, and none of them are FDA approved because they're not being sold in the United States, right? Temu is a company that ships from China, and stuff goes through customs. So customs will look through your bag, but they're not checking ingredients. Let me know down below if I should go through with testing the sunscreens. I'm ready to open these up. I'm very, very curious.